Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for logging in. Rishabh here again. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing and liking and sharing my podcast. As always, I'm here with the Manchester United update. So, we have an update about three specific things. One, we would like to talk about, of course, Donny van de Beek, who's the new kid on the town, the new guy. Then we would like to talk about Paul Pogba and how Paul Pogba is going to fit in. And the last one would be, of course, Jadon Sancho. How Jadon Sancho is going to um, where United is with this Jadon Sancho deal, where they want to be, and how is it going forward. Yeah. So without no further ado, so while all eyes have been fixed on Manchester United's effort to sign Borussia Dortmund Jadon Sancho, the Old Trafford outfit quietly landed one of the most promising midfielders in Europe. Last summer, the ex-Ajax midfielder was strongly linked with Real Madrid after an impressive Champions League run to the semi-finals in 2018-19, which also saw him scoring in the knockout rounds against Juventus and Tottenham. The reported 45 million euro transfer fee seems relatively reasonable for a player who is already well developed yet still has sell on value and who appears perfectly suited to the Champions League, to the Premier League. The Dutchman, who has 10 caps for the orange shirts, offers Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quality and quantity in equal measure. Predominantly a box to box midfielder, though he's also had stints as a holding player in front of the defense. Van de Beek features all the essential skills that make up a modern central midfielder. He's excellent on the ball, has an exceptionally well developed footballing brain, and boasts the ability to cover a lot of ground. Being a product of the Ajax Academy and spending 5 seasons in the first team squad, 5 seasons is a lot. 5 seasons at Ajax is really, really, really something. I am, uh, I don't want to say it. I am excited about Van de Beek, but you never know how he's gonna fit into England, how he's gonna fit into Manchester, what sort of dynamics are gonna be there, how is it gonna work with Paul Pogba. We talk about that a little later. So his touch on the ball is superb, and the way he's able to turn quickly, often out of tight situations, while keeping possession is equally impressive. Van de Beek is also very much a productive midfielder. In 135 appearances, is found the net 33 times and set up 27 goals. That is not bad. 33 goals and 27 assists, that's not bad. In 135 appearances, so that is about 60. That's about a contribution in more or less in two, one contribution in about 2.1 games. So his trademark goal is the result of a late run full of drive and purpose into the box, more often than not cutting in from the left to finish it in the far corner with his favored right foot. It's something like Philip Coutinho used to do, cutting in from the left, but he used to obviously curl the ball. I'm not really sure. I've not seen a lot of videos for Van de Beek. While the overly critical may point out that his finishing skill still has room for improvement, his ability to find space in the penalty area and anticipate the course of the ball is already at a remarkably high level. Although technically gifted in position, Van de Beek is by no means a flashy or extravagant player. On the contrary, he's extremely practical. Every finesse in the possession tends to have a function and serves as a mean to maintain the flow of the game. His brilliance comes into sharper focus when the pace of the game accelerates too. There are few players better at successfully participating in quick combinations in and around the penalty area. Whether it's a delightful touch to set up a teammate for a scoring opportunity or go for a goal himself, the execution is generally of a high standard. To supplement his attacking prowesses, the 23-year-old also has the body and the build to efficiently handle the less glamorous work in midfield. His height, 6 foot, is relatively uncommon for such a dynamic and technically neat footballer, but he's also happy to do a shift defensively, track back and brush opponents off the ball. Solskjaer will also be well aware of having brought in a highly positive character. Despite his youth, Van de Beek has already captained Ajax on occasions and is a steady source of positive signals during a match. Take the way he's quick to encourage and applaud his teammates even when an attempted pass fails. I mean, the more I read about him, the more I get excited, and the more I don't want to be disappointed when the season actually starts. I can't wait for the United to get it cracking in 2 weeks or less, and just blast out, go crazy on each and every team in the Premier League. But of course, these are all dreams, and yeah, you know what they say, right? You should always date a Manchester United fan because he's had his heart broken on several occasions, so he's used to heartbreak. That's what they say. They used to say this about Liverpool some time ago. They will always say this about Arsenal, even now in the back, in the past and in the future, because Arsenal's never gonna win anything. So Arsenal fans are used to heartbreak. But United, that's what they say right now. You should always date a United fan because he knows what is heartbreak and to come back from the heartbreak and then to win it and then again heartbreak and then come back. So, yeah, that segue was interesting. But yeah, let's move on. These little details might not seem important to some, but a player's body language, both during the match and in training, is something that is attracting growing emphasis among scouts and recruitment officials across Europe, who are increasingly analyzing this aspect along with more traditional player skills. Not only have Manchester United captured a potentially influential midfielder, but they might even have a future club captain on the. It is too soon to talk about Danny van der Beek as a future captain. Harry Maguire is already the current captain. We already have Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba. Rashford has been doing well, but yeah, he can be a potential captain. While the new arrival from Ajax is perfectly able to coexist with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, I'm not sure whether that can happen. Because then who's going to be the holding midfielder? Is it going to be Paul Pogba? Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes? Is it going to be Donny van de Beek? And where does Matic fit in all this? He just signed a new contract. Where does Matic fit in? Where does Fred fit in? Uh, Scott McTominay relegated to FA Cup and League Cup and all these. Yeah, so yeah. Meanwhile, getting Van der Beek should have no implications on the continued chase for Sancho. How's Sancho gonna fit in? If Sancho were to come in at United, where would he fit in? Whose place is he gonna take? As it is, of course, someone or the other has to sit out. Only if Pogba goes, and that is a big if. Pogba deserves an entire. Pogba is like the desperate housewives. He decides his own show and he has his own rules. He doesn't play by the normal rules. Meanwhile, getting Van der Beek should have no implications on the continued chase for Sancho, whereas the new Dutch recruit should first and foremost compete for one or two attacking roles in central midfield depending on which system Solskjaer decides to play. Sancho still represents a spectacular potential opportunity to strengthen the wide positions up front. It's Sancho's deal. I don't think it's likely. Yeah, having talk about the devil before signing for Manchester United, Donny van der Beek spoke to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and heard about his plans for the club. Enthused by the vision, the Ajax midfielder was delighted to sign a 5-year deal at Old Trafford. 5-year deal is not bad. 5-year deal is good, but I'm sure he's going to get frustrated within year 2 or year 3 and he's going to ask for a transfer to Real Madrid, which is fine. I mean, he can go to Real Madrid whenever he wants, just that he should perform for 2 or 3 years at Old Trafford, just like Cristiano Ronaldo did. There's no problem in going to Real Madrid. We all know everyone's dream is to, of course, go to Real Madrid, but that's fine. You have to perform on your way. You have to go from Ajax to Manchester United. You have to perform 2 or 3 seasons there, and then you can go to Real Madrid. Not like Michael Owen, who underperformed at United, and then you can go to Real Madrid as a substitute. That is no fun at all. That is no fun at all. And now he claims to be a Liverpool legend. I don't get it. We have only what Van der Beek has said about the discussion to go on, but he said we talked about football things about the club and that having spoken to the manager about his vision for the team, the direction that the club is going is hugely exciting. You would imagine that part of that conversation might have focused on the role Solskjaer envisages the 23-year-old playing. After all, it's only 7 months ago that United spent 47 on another attacking midfielder, which is Bruno Fernandes. When asked about his best attributes, Van der Beek, who has played in a deeper number 6 role expressed his intention to be creative first for United as well. I'm a midfielder that likes to go into the box, making runs, goals, assists a lot of the time. I cover a lot of distances in game. This is also a good thing. That is strength for me to get into the box of the opponent. That raises the intriguing prospect of Fernandes and Van de Beek being fielded together in an advanced role, both playing as number 8s in a system not too dissimilar from the 4-3-3 that Pep Guardiola has generally used in Manchester City. The duo might not be unleashed every week. There will be times when United have to take a more cautious approach and a time when rotation is necessary. But fielding Fernandes and Van de Beek behind that dangerous front three is certainly an attacking lineup at Solskjaer's disposal. Yep, Van de Beek. Oh, Van de Beek is amazing. You should, if you get a chance, you should see the goal that he scores with his head, even though he is bleeding. That is just amazing. That also raises the question of where Paul Pogba fits in. 89 million midfielder isn't going to find himself on the bench. So Solskjaer may find himself trying to balance the midfield trio of Fernandes, Van de Beek and Pogba. That is, of course, if Pogba is fit. Pogba last season, he was sick or ill or injured or was not mentally prepared for the first 6 months. And then later on, the last 6 months, when Bruno Fernandes came on, he became suddenly fit and he did not score a lot. Last season was the best season for Pogba. He was the top scorer, 15 goals or something, with Ibrahimovic, if I'm not wrong, or was that the season before that? Pogba was one of the top scorers last season. Last season was not really good for him. 1920. United do at least have a backup plan now should Pogba decide to try and force a departure again next summer. But for the 12 months, they have sent 3 central midfielders of the highest quality available. Solskjaer is determined to get his best players on the pitch and play them all. Then it might be that Pogba becomes a defensive midfielder in United's system. That might work against weaker teams at Old Trafford, but it could be a huge challenge for the World Cup winner who has played deeper roles when playing alongside more naturally defensive midfielders, as with Nemanja Matic towards the end of the season, but has rarely been deployed as the midfield anchorman on his own. So that is a little bit about Paul Pogba. How is he going to fit in? Most likely it's going to be Paul Pogba, Van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, up top Martial, Rashford and Greenwood. That's a good talk, decent top 6. And the last part that I want to talk to about Jadon Sancho, of course. It's reported that a new deal has been bid for Jadon Sancho. It's been a long stretch, but apparently United were finalizing a deal, and Juventus are in for Luis Suarez. Yeah, Arsenal's Torreira to sign for Fiorentina. That's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.